This podcast is brought to you by our friends at Anchor by Spotify. And if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. No specialty training or equipment needed. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast worldwide on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, like I've been saying, Anchor is totally free. It's free. Download the Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started and make your podcast dreams a reality. That's anchor.fm. What are you waiting for? Download the app. This is Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 with D and Z. Here are your hosts, D and Z. Welcome everybody to this week's episode of Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 with D and Z. I am Z, and here's how it works. D and I give you our top 1, 2, 3 fantasy starts or green lights, and top 1, 2, 3 fantasy sits or red lights. We're going to start with our red lights first. D, who are you sitting this week?
All right, first off, I'm sitting your boy Daniel Jones against the commies, man. You're streaming a quarterback. You might want to stay away from this guy. That commies defense is not messing around. Next, I would sit Jonathan Taylor. Again, Dallas defense, they're not messing around. Jonathan Taylor's been having a tough go this season. And last, I know it seems a little odd, but Treylon Burks versus the Eagles, I'm not feeling the Titans passing game, especially against that Eagles team.
All good choices. All good choices. For me, I'm sitting Deshaun Watson against the Browns. First game back, I don't know what I'm getting. Deshaun Watson against the Texans, I don't know what I'm getting. I really don't know. So I think it's going to be a heavy run game, a heavy dose of Chubb, a heavy dose of Hunt, and that's going to kind of minimize Watson's impact on this game. Sitting number 2, I'm sitting the Rams defense against the Seahawks. I believe in Geno. I believe in what they're doing in Seattle. Right? I believe. You got me. I see it. The Rams, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is the downside of the fuck them pick strategy. The cupboard is bare. You know? Stafford's gone. Wolford's gone. You're down to Bryce Perkins. You have no wide receivers. Cam Akers has to come out of the doghouse to play. Yeah, no, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all for the Rams. And for me, my last sit, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow against the Kansas City Chiefs. He's due for a bad game. I think it's possible it's going to be this game. And, yeah, I just, the pressure to play from behind, I already have the Chiefs winning. Their bad luck against the Bengals is going to run out. And I think Joe is in for a hell of a bad game. But those are our red lights. Who are your green lights this week, D?
All right, well, first off, I'm excited about Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's going up against the Lions defense, and they like to give up a lot of points, and I really feel like Trevor Lawrence is coming into his zone. Next one is going to be Justin Herbert versus the terrible Raiders defense. They're just another one. They're just a bludgeoning. It's just always giving up points and a lot of yards to the quarterback. And I'm loving the Vikings defense against Mike White and the Jets. The Jets are a roller coaster this year. Some weeks they think they're going to the Super Bowl. Other weeks they think they're the worst team in the division. This is one of the weeks where they're going to think they're the worst team in the division.
I buy that. It's gonna be an interesting game for sure. But for starts, I like Jamal Williams for the Lions. He's good for at least 70 yards and a touchdown. I think that the Lions are going to run it down the Jacksonville Jaguars' throat. I got them winning, and Dan Campbell's onto something. He definitely is onto something in Detroit. My second start of the week. George Kittle. Monster game. Yeah, I know, whatever. Superstar. He should have a monster. Well, he's gonna. George Kittle is going to be the guy this week. It's not going to be Debo. He's going to have a good game, but George Kittle is going to outplay everybody on that field. And my last green light, Austin Eckler against the Raiders. It's got to be. If the Chargers have to make a move, their wide receivers are not great. Justin Herbert's got to get the ball to somebody. It lines up. It all lines up that Eckler is going to be the guy to carry this team against the sorry, no account Las Vegas Raiders. But those are our picks. What are your picks? Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com, or slide in those DMs on IG @FadeRoutePodcast, or drop us a line on Twitter @FadeRouteDNZ. But it's time for us to run the go route again. We'll talk to you next week. If you want to get on the action, we want to hear from you. Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG @FadeRoutePodcast. Drop us a DM on Twitter @FadeRouteDNZ. Comment on our YouTube channel, The Fade Route with DNZ. Questions, comments, picks, segment suggestions, you name it, we want to hear from you. Get at us, in crowd.